Okay, so I forget which slide we left off on exactly yesterday. So I just want to look at the 5th slide. So you should be at the x squared plus 6x plus 4. So if we already did that, that's fine. I just want you to follow along. Okay, so my first step is to make sure that a is 1. So I'm looking at what's in front of x squared to see if it's 1. So since it's just x squared, I know that is already a 1. So I'm just going to rewrite the problem exactly like it is. Okay, so now I'm going to go to step 2, which step 2, we want to move c to the other side of my equal sign. So to get rid of a plus 4, I want to subtract 4. Okay, so I have x squared plus 6x, and this is where I like to put my plus blank, so I remember to add that missing term to both sides. Okay, so my step 3, that's what I'm working on, is getting the value that should go in my blank space. So I take b, so 6, divide by 2, and then step 4, I just want to take that term and square it. So I get 9. So I'm going to fill in my 9 into my blank. So I have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals negative 4 plus 9. Okay, step 6, if you recall from yesterday, is to write the left side as a perfect square. So I'm looking for my factors of 9 that add up to 6. So I know my factors of 9 are 1 and 9, and 3 times 3. So I know I'm going to have a 3 and a 3. And if I have a plus plus, I know that should be plus plus. So to write it as a perfect square, I'm looking at those two and simplifying. So since I have two of the exact same thing, I could say x plus 3 squared equals 5. And if you recall from yesterday, whatever that value is that's half of your middle term, that's exactly what should be inside of your parentheses every single time. So now step 7 and 8, we can just combine those into 1. Okay, we're just solving. So to get rid of a square, we want to take the square root of both sides. So this is what we did last week. Okay, so when I take the square, that means I should have two possible answers, the positive and negative. Then we want to see if we can break down 5. So since my only terms are 1 and 5, I know that it's in its simplified form, and it's just the square root of 5. So my last step, to get x by itself, I want to subtract 3, bring that to the other side. So x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 5. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Here we notice a now is 2. It's not 1 anymore. So for step 1, if we look back, we want to divide everything by a to make a 1. So since a is 2, I'm going to divide every one number by 2. Okay, so I have x squared minus 2x minus 7 equals 0. So once I divide, I'm going to cross that out so I don't get confused anymore. So step 2, move c to the other side. So x squared minus 2x plus blank equals 7 plus blank. So step 3, again, we're taking b, which is my middle term, dividing by 2. And step 4, we're just going to square that answer. So I know I'm adding 1 to both blanks. Okay, step 6. Again, just like we did in the last problem, we're trying to write this left side as a perfect square. So my factors of 1 that add up to 2. Well, if you think of your factors of 1, you only have 1 and 1. And if we needed to give us a negative 2, we know that has to be minus 1. So I have x minus 1 squared equals 8. Which, again, just like before, if you check step 3, that should be the same number inside as step 3. Okay, so step 7 and 8, again, all we're doing is just solving. So we're going to take the square root of both sides to get x by itself. So I have x minus 1 equals, and again, I have the positive and negative, and then we want to break down 8. So I have a pair of 2's, So that goes out front of my radical, and the only thing left is a 2. My last step to get x by itself, I just want to add my 1 to both sides. So I have x equals 1 plus or minus 2 square root 2. Okay, again, if this is too fast, you can always pause the video, copy everything else down. Okay, so this next one. Is A 1? No. A, as we can see, is 3. So to get this to be 1, again, you're just dividing by A. So I'm dividing everything by 3. So I have x squared plus 4x minus 6 equals 0. So now step 2, I want to move C to the other side. So I want to add 6. So I have x squared plus 4x plus blank equals 6 plus blank. Once you get comfortable, you do not have to list out all 8 steps, okay? But if you like to, that's okay. So step 3, I'm going to take B, which is my positive 4, divide by 2. And step 4, we're just going to take that answer and square it. And that's telling us what goes in those blanks. So I have x squared plus 4x plus 4 equals 6 plus 4. So again, I just filled those 4's in the blank spaces. So step 6, we're looking for the factors of 4 that add up to 4. So 1 and 4, 2 and 2, which we know it has to be 2 and 2. So I have x plus 2 squared equals 6 plus 4 is 10. And again, step 7 and 8, we're just solving. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. Okay, so that cancels, so I have x plus 2 equals, again, we have the positive and negative square root of 10. If we tried to break down 10, we would have 2 and 5, but those are both prime, so it just stays square root of 10. And my last step, subtract 2. And remember, every time that number should go in front of your plus minus. Okay, so the next one. Again, you can see here that we have a 3 in front instead of a 1. So we're going to take all 3 terms and divide by 3. So I have x squared minus 12x plus 50 equals 0. Okay, I want to move C to the other side. So I'm going to put my plus blank. Okay, so now to find out what goes in my blank, I'm going to take B, divide by 2, and then I'm going to square it. What is any negative number squared? Always positive. That's how we keep that plus there. Any negative number squared or a positive number squared is always positive. So I'm going to add that 36 to both sides. Okay, so now I can write the left side as a perfect square. So factors of 36 that add up to 12, I know is 6 and 6. But if I need a negative 12, that's going to become a minus. Okay, and just to double check, looking at step 3, half of my middle term was negative 6, and that's what I put inside my parentheses. So now to get rid of a square, step 7 and 8 again, we're just taking the square root. Which, if you recall from last week, when you have a negative 1 underneath of your radical, what do we pull out? Oops. Actually, you don't want parentheses there. Okay, so when we have a negative underneath of our radical, remember you are pulling out that imaginary number. Okay, in my last step, just like the other problems, to get a 6 on the other side, we just want to add 6. So x equals 6 plus or minus I square root of 14. So again, the square root of negative 1 is I. Okay, so we are almost done here. We have 2 problems left. Okay, so looking at this one, our first step is to make sure A is 1. So if you look here, you already have A to be 1. Step 2 is to move c to the other side. Well, c usually comes after my 4x, which if you notice, it's already on the other side. So they have already done steps 1 and 2 for you. The only thing I'm going to do is add in my plus blank. Okay? So step 3, to find out what goes in my blank space, I take b, divide by 2, and step 4, I just want to square that. And that's what I'm filling in my blank. Okay, so step 6, write it as a perfect square. So factors of 4 that add up to 2, or factors of 4 that add up to 4, I'm sorry. We have x plus 2 squared equals 14. And again, step 7 and 8 is just taking the square root of both sides. So I have x plus 2 equals plus or minus. You can't break down 14. So now I just want to subtract 2. So x equals negative 2 plus or minus your square root of 14. Okay, so the next one. Okay, this is our last one. Does this look similar to the last problem? Yes. Okay, so step 1, a is already 1. So that's done. Step 2, move c to the other side. Well, that's already over here. So all I'm going to do is rewrite this with my blanks in there. Okay? So 3 and 4, we're just trying to fill in that blank. So I take b, divide by 2, and step 4, I'm just going to square it. So I'm just going to fill that in. Okay? So step 6, we're writing it as a perfect square. So you're looking for the factors of 16 that add up to 8. So we would have x plus 4 squared equals 15. And again, just showing you, whatever half of that middle term is, that's what's going inside of your parentheses. So now we can take the square root of both sides. So x plus 4 equals plus or minus the square root of 15. Bring that to the other side, so we have negative 4 plus or minus square root of 15. So those are the rest of the notes. Okay, I want you to use these to help you on your worksheet.